A bipartisan surface transportation bill is aiming to keep freight moving safely by investing in supply chain infrastructure. It's a welcome move for ag retailers who serve as the link between manufacturers and farmers. Richard Gupton with the Agricultural Retailers Association joins us now for an update, so we appreciate your time this morning, Richard. I know that the Build America 250 Act has passed the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, which is good news. So maybe can you start by breaking down what all this holds for agriculture?
Sure. Yeah, and we're grateful for the leadership of the House Transportation Committee, as you reference. I mean, it's a bipartisan bill. It actually passed out of the committee 62-2. And in today's political environment, that's important. So they're putting farmers and rural communities first, and so we're very appreciative. It does need to take consideration on the House floor, and the Senate needs to take action by September 30th. So this bill is reauthorizing for investment in road, bridges, and our highways has to be done every 5 years. And so if they don't get it done by September 30th of this year, it's going to stall important infrastructure investment projects. There's several provisions in the bill that reform the commercial driver's license programs. We've worked closely with Congressman Tracy Mann, for example, on a seasonal ag CDL fix. There's a young driver, safer apprenticeship program, and several other trucking provisions in the bill that will really be important for rural America.
And having strong infrastructure is so important for rural America and agriculture as a whole, of course. I think a lot of people know that. But can you speak really to the importance of America's roads, bridges, and railways for ag retailers and the supply chain as a whole?
That's right. This bill, the Build America 250 Act, has historic investment in our rural bridges, rural roads, which is needed. If you look at the American Society of Civil Engineers, they give the bridges, rural bridges, a C grade, our roads a D plus grade nationally. So 39% poor or mediocre. So that costs drivers. It makes it for a less efficient transportation system. So this legislation will make those necessary investments. It also has faster delivery for projects, so additional permitting reform. And we've seen for projects that have been seriously delayed and cost more. So it costs taxpayer dollar more. It costs the Highway Trust Fund more from these delays. So this bill will try to address the permitting reform and make sure these projects are delivered in a faster way for rural communities.
I think it's important to note, kind of as you mentioned, that trickle-down effect that, not just affecting the supply chain, but our taxpayers, which is everybody at the end of the day. So I also know included in this legislation is language requiring the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration to assess the different state regulatory enforcement of the seasonal ag CDL program and its impact on the industry. So there's kind of a lot there. How big of a priority is that for you all?
Well, that was one of our major priorities. This is a program that's been in place since 1992. It's been operating safely. It's now been adopted by 27 states, predominantly agricultural states. And this allows ag retailers and other farm-related businesses like a custom harvester to hire seasonal drivers. Because, it's a just-in-time delivery business. You need the drivers to be able to move those products to the farm, not in weeks, but in days during these key times of the year because it's weather dependent. And so the legislation does two key things. One, it allows for online renewals, as we saw during the COVID issues and the shutdown of these agencies. You couldn't renew these CDLs. So it allows these drivers who have safe driving records to renew those driver's licenses online. Secondly, as you mentioned, the issue's been because we have heavier trailers, heavier trucks. There's been issues on enforcement for this program in certain states. So this will require FMCSA to look at these issues on ag equipment or ag trailers, which they call implements of husbandry, that are just differing definitions. And so we're trying to get a federal definition, some uniformity, and making sure that those are not treated as a commercial motor vehicle and have some long-term durability for this program. Because if it's jeopardized, we're not able to hire those seasonal drivers and move product in a timely way to their farmer customers.
So really hoping that this can have some movement before September 30th, I think is that date you mentioned, before it gets stalled. So I know you are a great advocate to move it forward. So you have really great insight this morning, Richard. Thank you for joining us. Richard Gupton with the Agricultural Retailers Association.